Hello there, this is Mike Goldenberg with some Druid Karn in a replay video. Let's get this started. So this is a video league I just ran. So you can see I'm already mulling quite a bit, just having no land hands. Hands that just don't do anything. So I mull to 4 here, but this is a pretty good 4. This is a 4 that's actually capable of a turn 3 win, which I feel like I'm going to need against Tron here. So I fetch a land, shock, and go Utopia Sprawl so I can cast the Druid next turn. Play the Druid. Luckily, opponent whiffs on Tron, but they end up Ghost Quartering. They end up getting Tron, so they have Tron for next turn, but then they end up Ghost Quartering my only land, which really sets me back. So I play Oath of Nissa, digging for a land, get a land, and realize that I can cast Teferi here. Once I have Teferi in play, bouncing Chromatic Sphere doesn't do much since my opponent already has Tron next turn. 1 mana doesn't really cost much to them at that point, so I bounce Oath of Nissa to help me dig further for more lands. I need to fade something big here. Opponent dismembers my Druid and casts Wormcoil, which is something big. I cast Oath of Nissa just grabbing more lands and just try to set myself up for a future turn here. Opponent attacks and kills Teferi, and then drops an Oblivion Stone, which is kind of rough. I'll just go ahead and fetch a shock land out of the way, cast an Oath of Nissa again to draw more lands. And I cast Finale to just continue ramping. Now my opponent, they have the Oblivion Stone, so I know I could be pretty wiped out next turn, but my plan is to drop a Karn next turn and force their action. Again, this was on a mull to 4, but I have faded any series. I have faded Ugin, and I have faded Karn so far. Opponent attacks, that's fine, I'll go down to 6. So I wisely tap the Utopia Sprawl here, because once my opponent blows this up in response to Karn, I won't be able to use it anymore. With that on the stack, I float an extra mana with Druid, cast Karn, I grab Ensnaring Bridge. I thought about grabbing like a Walking Ballista or even just playing the Walking Ballista here, but any Dismember would have wiped that away. So now I grab Lattice, I top deck the land I needed, which is another reason to run extra lands, and I win the game. I didn't side much. I did side out Skoos, and I sided in Knight of Autumn, which I think is a very important card here. I'm on the draw again. This hand is okay. I have the ramp, I have the payoff, I just need a Vizier, but as of right now I have no way to even fetch her. I think I should have actually let off of the Verdant Catacombs here, but I was just trying to be more mana efficient, but Hall of the Bandit Lord is actually quite painful, and to be honest, a little bit useless on turn 2. Dismember eats the Druid, so I can't even do a turn 3 Karn. Drop an Ewit, buy back Druid, and just swing for 2 because of the haste. Now here I should have attacked before I cast Karn, but I didn't play around my opponent making the right line, so I didn't play that as efficiently as possible. I just plus Karn to protect him and pass there. Now I have the Druid with the hasty Vizier, and unless my opponent has another Dismember, the game is over. I think this kind of just showcases the power of Karn a little bit, and also how even on a mull to 4, Karn can save you and catch you up. The ramp package is really important here. I think that is essential to the deck. I'm still testing the Ranger Captain of Eos with actually a mainboard Hex Drinker. So far, in theory and in practice, Hex Drinkers are more relevant than the Ranger Captain, oftentimes because that double white cost is real. So that was the deck, the video. I hope you liked it. I'll see you in the next one.